don't know how to change. You think that maybe your your partner, your friend, anybody in your life is the problem and you don't know what to do. You cannot achieve your goals no matter what you do. You feel like your dua is not accepted and you feel that your iman is not stable anymore. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, guys. I am Melissa and that's my first video in English. And today I would love to explain you more about the very interesting principle about Husn Zann Billah. That's an Arabic concept from our Islamic mindset, let's call it like that. And I would love if you have problems, like for example, you don't know how to change. You think that maybe your your partner, your friend, anybody in your life is the problem and you don't know what to do. You cannot achieve your goals no matter what you do. You feel like your dua is not accepted and you feel that your iman is not stable anymore, then I would love if you listen to my video, because I will explain you why you feel that, what you can do, what maybe you are doing and why it's not working, and the ideal concept how you can change your behavior, and inshallah this can stop. Okay, so first of all, I'm Melissa. I'm a sister. Firstly, I'm a convert. I converted to Islam before 10 years. I'm a German sister, and over the last years I worked with hundreds of Muslim women in inner work, in Islamic spirituality, and I help them to transform their relationships, their communications, their femininity, and all that. So let's start firstly with the very important topic, Husn Zann Billah. I don't know in which awareness you are right now and from which life program you're coming and you're watching this video. But first, I want to really give you hope and want to explain you that no matter from which state you are coming and how hard you feel like your life is right now, really Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can change everything. The problem is just we as creators, we as human beings, we don't know how really to make dua, how to change ourselves. And we think it's such a it's such a difficult task, right? But actually it's not. Most of the women which I had worked with, they overcomplicated a lot of things. And let's break it down to an easy concept which will work for you. But why I think I can speak about that topic? Because one of my the biggest goal actually from my heart was to having inner calmness and to having such a kind of satisfaction in my life. I grew up as a non-Muslim woman. I grew up by my mom without a father figure in my life, and I had struggled a lot. Also, when I was in Islam, I took my time to understand the whole concepts and to understand the Sunnah from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it took me some time to change my life because honestly, it was not an easy thing for me. But once I realized how to be a Muslim wife, how to be a Muslim woman, I felt real happiness. And I understand that to being a housewife, to being a mother, to being a wife is such an honorable task right now. And I'm feeling like this whole concept of wife and the relationship between a husband and the wife, actually, we lose it a little bit. And I'm also coming from that place because I was also divorced. I was a time in my life a single mother. And I have really built a lot in my character and changed a lot to create a successful and happy relationship in which I am right now. So I think I can really help you. And not only that, I have also some psychological counseling certificates. So I also studied all that. So let's speak firstly about Husn Zann Billah. What means Husn Zann Billah and why I think it's such an important concept of Islam, and why when I understand that concept, it really changed my whole life. Husn Zann Billah means you will get exactly that from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what you believe in. This means if you believe with yaqeen, with emotions, like you are really sure about that, with faith, that something will happen, it will happen. So now let's say, for example, you're having problems in your relationship, you're having problems in your parenting style. Let's say your children, they don't listen to you, or you're having some goals which you cannot achieve, like you want to have children but you cannot get pregnant, or you start something and you're not successful, whatever it is. The problem go back into your belief, into your iman. But iman don't only mean like iman on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I don't want to say that you have a problem in your iman by Allah. I don't know that. You know the best. What I'm saying here right now is that you believe in an idea. Maybe this idea don't fit your goal. Let's say, for example, going back to a happy, blissful relationship. What I know from my experience that a lot of women, they desire a blissful relationship. They desire to be a wife. They desire to create a functional family with resilient and strong children. But what the problem is, they coming from dysfunctional family patterns and they never did any kind of work. They have no awareness of their behavior and they repeat the patterns which they got from their families. So what they really believe in is the parenting style from their families, from their mother and from their fathers, without they know that. And then in the end, in the worst case, they see that the children, they don't behave well, maybe they get ill, maybe there are so many problems and they don't understand from where that come from. And then we go to dua. We think we make a dua and we speak with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and maybe you cry, you pray qiyamul layl and you cry your heart out, right? I know that time. But nothing changed. It's like nothing changed and you really question and doubt, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala listen to my dua? Does he accept that or not? Why he don't answer my dua? When in reality, the main problem is not your dua, or it's not, for example, the generational stuff what you have gotten like a baggage on your shoulders from your parents. It's the belief. It's your belief. I always say, if you don't have awareness of a problem, of a situation, of a belief, of a thought pattern maybe, this can control you. As long as you, like, when you decide you stop that, you are aware of it, you pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he give you awareness, he give you signs, you realize it, and then you start to change, then it will be the time where you can stop that and you have a real chance to change your life. And actually that makes so much sense. Also, I find that so logical, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us, or we know also from a lot of ulama, that everything what is unconsciously by a believer, he will not get a punishment for that, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us not responsible for the things we don't know, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us responsible for the actions and for the thoughts and whatever we repeating and we are aware of and. So the concept of husn zann billah is the concept to understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me exactly that what I believe in, what I repeat and what I feel, also if it's negative. And we're having in this dunya laws from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and these laws, they're like a mirror. I always say your reality is like a mirror. For example, you see things in your reality which you don't like. The first thing what we try is we try to change the circumstances. Like we try to change the mirror. Like for example, we try to change the children, we try to change the husband, we try to change maybe our looking. But the main problem is not solved, because the main problem is inside of us. And it starts all with our iman. So the first question which I would love to give and share with you right now, ask yourself, ask your heart in a quiet place. Make maybe some zikr. Start with istighfar. After you did that, make a beautiful dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance. And ask yourself really, where I am trying to changing the outside, where I should change the inside. And what is the main problem in that? So in what I truly believe. Do I really truly believe that, for example, I am capable of having the beautiful relationship with my husband, the beautiful relationship with my children? Or do I believe the opposite? Not a problem. If you believe in a negative way, that's fine, that's totally okay. I just want to tell you, you can change that. Everything here in this dunya is designed to change it. Nothing is fixed. Also the brain from a human being, from like every day, it changed, it developed. So the second thing what I told you is when we understand a little bit the principle of Husn Zann Billah, I want to speak about the topic of Iman. You can understand that we having thoughts in our brain, what like science now tell us that we're having the neuronal way, that we are having now the neuronal ways, we're having the whole mind and everything what's up there, but we're having also the heart. In Islam, we more speak about the heart, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala often tells us that the heart is it who get blind, dumb, and don't want to hear, right? And also the heart get ill. The heart get black points. And we wanna polish our hearts. And of course we do that with zikr. We do that with like aware zikr. And I don't mean like, for example, you're just taking your zikr and you say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. No, you should really be aware of what you are saying and why you are saying astaghfirullah, like why you excuse and what you want to have, or what Allah should forgive. So when we're having negative thoughts and we repeat that thoughts over and over and over again, and maybe we're having also negative thoughts to people, we send them some messages, if you want or not. Aisha radiallahu anha said that the souls, they interact and communicate with each other in this dunya. And I'm sure you have, like, the situation also happened to you, like you went anywhere and you felt a direct connection with someone or not. How this can be? There is no logical like explanation for that. But Aisha radiallahu anha gave us one, because the souls, they interact with each other before we were born. So this is important to understand. This means also, on the other hand, that the heart can get ill. So let's say, for example, you feed your heart over and over again with negative thoughts. You are jealous. You're jealous because some women have this relationship which you wish. You wish to having a blissful relationship with the man of your dreams. Maybe you are married, but you are not happy. But you see a woman, or you see in social media, you see wrong images, and you create in your mind like, oh my God, why I don't have that? And these are thoughts. Everybody can have the thoughts. There's no judging here. But the problem here is if we don't clean that thoughts. We're having also a dua where we can say, for example, we can protect someone else from our eye, that with our thought processes, we don't send negative messages to someone else. So we're having a whole prayer for that, and that's very interesting in my opinion. So what does this mean? This means not only that you send negative messages to someone else if you're not aware of what you're thinking, what you're consuming and all that, it also means that it have a big effect on you. I just want to explain you one principle. It's about focus. If I focus always in what I don't have, what I wish, whatever anybody else have but I don't, this means I send constant messages out there to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling I don't have enough, I don't have that, I am not thankful, I don't have enough. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran very, very clear that when we are thankful, He will increase and He will give us more. If not, and there's a rule in life, you only will lose something most of the times when you're not thankful, when you don't appreciate. And it's also in the connection with human beings, right? If you have someone, or imagine yourself, imagine you cook for your husband over and over again, and he never says thank you. Never, not one word. There will be a time where you wish that he would tell you thank you, your food's delicious. That's interaction with human being, right? And women at all, we love compliments. That's our nature, no problem. I think in general human beings love compliments, but let's give it to the relation, or let's go back to the relationship between husband and wife. But the main point what I would love to focus or to highlight in that is the point of be grateful and thankful. Work go into being positive. And no matter if you're a negative person, I'm telling you, I was a very negative person, but you can work on it. You can change yourself. All right, so important is here to understand that we need to change our hearts, we need to change our thoughts, to clean our hearts, and to keep this heart clean over and over again. And we think with praying, with fajr, with qiyamul layl, with sadaqah, with all what we are doing, with fasting, with going to Mecca to Umrah, that would be enough. But it isn't. Actually, that are just the rituals, the body rituals from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which He gave us for, I say always, to making our spiritual battery reloaded. Like it's like a loading station, right? But the 80% is really what's inside of you. Like what's going on here and here. What are you sending out constantly? This is more important. It's again with the mirror principle, right? If I try to change the outside, but I don't change the inside, how should this work? Like when I go to prayer, but I pray, but I don't speak with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I don't stay in the sajda and I'm not aware of what is really my problem. And I say, I'm sorry, Ya Rab, please help me. How we can develop. And most of the time, right now, we pray and we don't focus. And that's not, I don't want to judge or something, right? It's okay. We can all develop. But the main point and the focus which we should focusing is doing the zikr. So the zikr in your daily life is so much more important than prayer. And I don't mean you should not pray, okay? Allah will ask us about prayer, of course. But what I mean is this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say also in the Quran that the real mu'mineen, the believers, they make zikr. And it's not only to making zikr like that. I mean, zikr is here the conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your daily life. We call it also a kind of ihsan, like you react, you live, like you know that Allah sees you. You don't see Allah. We will not see Allah. But we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees us. And we behave like that. And that's very powerful, really very powerful. So if you are aware of that concept, you understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees me. So I should treat people good. I should behave good. I should work on my character. Character work is something very important in Islam. Before the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught anything about Quran religion or something, okay, he was a complete Quran and religion, of course, but the main focus was to teaching character. Quran is teaching character. And we forgot that a little, right? But the behavior, your behavior is so much more important than anything else. There's also a hadith that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that someone who's better in his character is better in his religion than someone else. So just understand how important it is. So this, what I'm teaching you right now, is really very important for your deen. All right, so now I gave you so much information, I think. I hope you enjoyed that. And maybe you're thinking right now, okay, what should I do now? Yeah, and now I want to ask you, what are you doing right now? So I would give you 3 things which I think most of the people are doing and why they will not be successful and why it will not work out. The first thing what I would love to highlight is your awareness. What is your awareness? So let me ask you these questions. If something has happened, okay, do you think someone is guilty? Do you think the person who did that is guilty? Do you want to make him feel guilty? And do you think someone else is responsible, should fix it, should do it? What are your thought processes? This is really important. If you are like that, he is responsible, he is guilty, or you need to save someone, you need to fight for someone, that's so injustice, and I would say by injustice we're having also some levels, because some things, they are collective important to, like, we should stand for it, we should say, hey, that's injustice, but some things are a little bit different. So that's my first question for you. I would say that the most people, their awareness is in the outside. He, she is responsible. He, she is guilty. I need to save someone. I need to fight for the justice. I need to tell this person what to do and what not to do. This, we are here, all right? Let me tell you that this kind of awareness is, you are in the beginning stage, and that's okay. And I would say that the most people, they are right now in this stage. Why? I will come back to that. So the second thing is, based on your awareness, you will have also some thoughts. Let's say, for example, you think that someone else is guilty. You will have this kind of thoughts of, he should say he's sorry, she should say she's sorry, whatever, right? So you expect something from someone else. Your thoughts will be by someone else. You wait that something is happening from someone that you can be happy, satisfied, whatever. You will feel good when this happens. Or you need to do it. You cannot wait. You need to do it. You need to fight for it. You will like get that what you want right now. This is the other extreme. Why I'm telling you both sides are extreme, I will come to that. Based on the awareness, your thoughts, then the third point will come, your actions. That's very logic, right? My awareness, I think that, then I will do that. So, like, if you think more someone is responsible and guilty, you will be more passive aggressive. You will be more in a kind of stagnation because you think that someone else needs to do something, right? And you will have a lot of time being in this kind of patience mode where you will think, yeah, I'm just having patience. I'm just patient, right? And in the end, you can stay in this kind of situation for years. And you will make dua and dua and dua, and you will not understand why this person still treat you like that and why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't change that, because you give all the responsibility to that kind of person. You'll be very frustrated, and I'm pretty sure that you can have also some physical reactions from your body. Maybe you will eat so much, you're having like this kind of binge eating problems. You can have problems of being silent all the time, and you're having any kind of illness in your body which pop up over and over again and you don't know how to treat it. The other side is, if you are in this, I need to save someone, I need to do it, I need to fight for it, you will have a lot of frustration in your life. You feel like you fight for someone when nobody told you need to fight for that person. Or you think you need to fight for yourself, and you feel so alone. You feel so alone, and actually you're so needy inside. And this can also shown by eating so much, or by doing anything else extreme, giving you a kind of dopamine kick. This is what the most people are doing. And of course, you can also have some physical reactions. Maybe you're really very tired, you're so exhausted all the time, you feel like you don't trust people anymore, you have so much mistrust, all that things. So this is what most people are doing. And why is this behavior not right? No matter if you are the person who always think that someone else is responsible and guilty, or you are the person who think that you need to do something, you need to fight for your right and the end. Both things, it's not your job. It is not your job to being in one or the other extreme. Your job is only to change yourself and to let go. You cannot change someone else. If you tell someone how you feel, that's good, that's cool. But there will be also a time where you can stop to speak. Because in the end, speaking have limits. If I repeat over and over and over and over again the same statement, will you change when you did not? When I told you the first 2 times, you will not. You will ignore it. So what you need to do is to change yourself. And what you will do, you start to act different. This is the point. The second thing is, if you all time give your energy away in the way and you try to save people, but you don't get anything in return, you're frustrated, you need to stop saving someone. You're not responsible to save anybody, just yourself, because we as Muslims, we will be responsible for our own actions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you and me about our actions. No one else. There will be not my father, my mother, my husband, my children. I am alone in this grave. This don't mean that we should be selfish. We are not selfish. We are ummah. But we should not change someone. We should not play God and try to get justice for some people and we fight for them. That's not how it is. There are some situations where we as a collective need to do that, but that's another story, all right? I don't speak about topics like war and all that. That's a completely different story right now. I speak about things like, for example, in your personal life, in your relationships. The only woman or the only person in which you should care right now is yourself. You should be the best character, the best version of yourself to achieve your goals. And I want to give you the ideal example how to do that. Firstly, your awareness should be you are responsible for your emotions. You are responsible of your thoughts. You are responsible of your actions. This means if someone out there, this person don't treat you good, and it's possible for you to leave this person, leave them. If it's not possible because it's close family, husband, whatever, you should let that go and go with this kind of problems directly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't call your friends, don't call anybody and tell them how you feel and how people neglect you. And I'm also telling you, don't go over and over again to counseling. I know there are people out there, they are for years in a counseling therapy. And a lot of them came to me because they did not change. Because your focus is in the problem. And nothing will change if you don't help yourself and you stop that. Because speaking over and over again about the same situation, it's kind of crazy because nothing will change. Absolutely nothing. So my advice is just to accept the situation in which you are right now and accept that the way, the path which you followed, maybe the last years or whatever, did not work. And that's fine. I just want to tell you that I'm writing my second book. I have already written one book in German, but now I would love to write it in English and in German. I will really discover all this and explain you all this concept so deep and so much more to help you really to understand the power of yourself, of your words, of your life, and how really to try to live in the principle of Husn Zanni Billah and Iman. So the ideal example for you is really to understand your awareness, to change your awareness based on this awareness, to taking really 100% self-responsibility, changing your thoughts. And that's not so difficult. It's the self-talk. It's about how you speak with yourself. And if you like that topic, I can make another whole video about that because it's so deep and so interesting. Based on your thoughts, when you will start to change your self-talk, you will change your actions. That will happen automatically. It's not something like, oh my God, magical. No, it will happen. And then also your dua will change. You will understand how you really should make dua, how you should really pray, right? And I don't mean go to Qibla, use all the names from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's good, that's sunnah, that's fine. But I mean your words, your iman, your yaqeen. And this is really the ideal example. Yeah. If you have some questions, if you want to know anything, just write in the comments. I'm so happy to communicate with you, to connect with you. And I would love if you subscribe, if you follow me. And yeah, that's it. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for listening.